Please log on to Wowie.com now so your super tractor can automatically track your progress.
Hey everybody, I'm Tony. Welcome to phase 1, 2 of the circuit. Let's have some fun today. And remember, don't overdo it. You should be taking your supplements by now. Remember, we're going to use dumbbells. You got dumbbells back there. Sean's going to have the resistance bands. You need water. You need a towel nearby. You need them later. Also, remember, have a chair nearby for dips. You guys ready? All right, we're going to start with a stretch. Let's take a deep breath. And exhale the chin down. Now, roll the right ear to the right shoulder, start with the neck, and work the leg all the way down. Now, back to front, left side, left ear, left shoulder. Take our time. There's no rush to this. You don't want to go back. It's a little rough on the neck. Here we go to the right side again. And you always breathe back down to the front. Number 2 on the left side. Left ear, left shoulder, face is facing forward. Back down to the front. Last time on the right side. Good. Back down the front. Last time on the left side. Here we go. Next, nice and warm. Back down to the front. Head up and then your shoulders. Breathe back. Here we go. Loosen up those shoulders. That's 2. Here's number 3. Good. Let's go forward for 1. And 2. And 3. Let's stretch out that right shoulder. Arms across. Work on the knee. Get up, back the shoulder right there. A little more. Let's get that right arm up. Reach behind. Grab the right elbow with the left hand and the shoulder, and also the upper lat. Real good. And bring it out. Left arm out. Up under the knee. Left side. Opening up that shoulder. Good. Up and behind. Grab the left elbow with the right hand. And open up that shoulder and back. Good, good, good. All right, bring it out. Open up that shoulder, guys. Take a deep breath up here. Clasp your fingers and reach up tall. Good. Turn that right foot out. Go down. And work that lat a little bit more. Reach up to that left hand. Eyes on that thumb. A little bit of bonus. Reach on. Direction. There we go. And up. Other side. Over. Turn that foot out. Reach up tall. And reach over with the right hand. Keeping that on. Size up. And good. Reach up. And 3 chest stretches. Here we go. There's 1. Pull wide across the chest. That's 1. Bring the hand down. Let's do it again. How are we doing back there, everybody? Here's number 2. And here we go. Big, tall stretch. Pull wide across the chest. And now slowly swan dive down. Open up the legs nice and wide. Good. A little bit wider leaf for you. So, you're going to hang out. Fold the arms, relax the head. This is a nice, relaxed stretch. Good. No rush here, guys. We're stretching. Let's get flow. Take a deep breath. Exhale the elbow. The right side. Of the right chin, or foot, or nose, and right. Not to pull your head under your shin. You can engage the legs and keep them tight and straight. That's fine. That's the benefit of the two. Let's go back to the center with a deep breath. Exhale it over to the left side. Now really get back in. So you breath to center again. Exhale over the right side. Bending the right knee. Bring the right foot out a little bit. The left leg straight. Let's get a knee to the right. You don't feel the stretch, just drop it down some more. Deep breath to center. Exhale over to the other side. Same thing on the left side. Knees over the ankle. Leg straight, foot on the floor. There, into the center. Exhale over and let's turn. Face to the right. And run. Act like you're ready to make it. A little bit more intensity and use that toe. Now, if you can't straight the right leg, that's going to get you. You only do like that, do what you can. That's what you do. That zag down. Last one up. Back to center. Here we go. We're going to do a waist stretch next. Place the left hand on the floor. Reach up to the right hand. Keep your eyes on that top thumb. You have to bend your knees here. You're working the waist. Keep breathing. It's really important. Throughout the entire stretch. Good. Let's come on down. Place the left hand to the right hand. Other side. Man, do I feel that? You guys feel that? Good. All right, both hands down on the floor. Put your hands on your knees and roll up real slow. One vertebrae, use your hands. Your head's the last thing to come up. Shins on the chest, stand up tall. That's the stretch. Let's get busy with some push-ups first. You guys ready to go? All right, here we go. This is it. Hands about 6 inches wider than the shoulders. Here's the face. Down, hold, up, down, hold, up, down, hold, up. Here we go. Let's take out these hands. Here. Good. Down, hold, up, hold. That's the face. Back's flat, stomach is strong. Up, great. 40 guys. Down, and up. Nice. Back straight. Up. Good form. Really good. Okay, let's go to some heavy pants. Heavy pants with our back exercise. Heavy weight. Sean's got a resistance band. One foot's in front of the other. You're going to bend those knees. And reach down below. Straight up. Call heavy pants. Pull your pants right up. Just floating them up. Nice and easy down. Good straight on. That's good. Let's check out. Nice form. Look at that. You can reach a little bit lower. You get more range of motion. It's nice. Reach right down to my feet. Showing good. Moving fast. It's really, really effective. Nice straight back. Nice straight back. Nobody's going to get hurt that way. That's really, really important. Excellent form, you guys. I want to hear that breathing. Nice. There you go. Good. Keep it coming. We're almost there. We're going to do some military press next. We're almost finished. Here we go. Military press. Grab your waist, your bands. You guys all set up. One push in front of the other again. You're going to bring it right up. Hands are facing forward. Reach up nice and tall. Nice. Chest is up. Eyes are forward. Good. If you have any pressure on your lower back, that means the weight's too heavy. You need to let it up. Let's go like these guys did. Good. Chest is up. Straight arms. Your eyes are forward. Really, really, really good. Good, Sean. Reach up tall, man. Get those arms nice and straight. Yeah. You get the bands, which makes it really, really tough. Nice straight arms all the way back. Good. Bend those knees a little bit. Excellent. Make sure you're breathing. Form is really, really nice. Nice, great. Here we go. We're almost in a bicep curl. Okay. Here we go. One foot in front of the other. Chest up tall. Bring it right up. Simple standard bicep. Just like that. Make sure the arms are already straight all the way down. Here we go. Let's check on the back line. Let's go. Bend those knees just a touch. Down there. All the way. Get that chest up. Head up. Nice. Good form. Good form. Both of you guys. Knees are bent. One foot in front of the other. The reason why you put one foot in front of the other is because it helps your back. If your legs are locked straight, there's too much pressure on your lower back. You don't want that. All right. Finish it up. Boom. Boom. Just like that. Good. That's it. Adjust your weights if necessary. You guys set up some one-arm called back scratchers. Let's work in the tricep. Grab your weight. Same thing with the feet. Left hand's on the hip. You're going to start with the right hand. Drop it down. Raise it up. Drop it down. Raise it up. Just like that. See a straight line from here to here? Really important. Boom. You also want to drop that arm a little below parallel. Behind your head. Just straighten it out. And straighten it out. Here we go. Looking good. Nice and straight from here to here. Heads up, chest up, knees are bent. Sean, you're good. You feel that, you guys?
I do not wish to take her. Then his brother's wife shall go up to him in the presence of the elders and pull his sandal off his foot and spit in his face. And she shall answer and say, so shall it be done to the man who does not build up his brother's house. And the name of his house shall be called in Israel, the house of him who had his sandal pulled off. When men fight with one another, and the wife of the one draws near to rescue her husband from the hand of him who is beating him, and puts out her hand and seizes him by the private parts, then you shall cut off her hand. Your eye shall have no pity. You shall not have in your bag 2 kinds of weights, a large and a small. You shall not have in your house 2 kinds of measures, a large and a small. A full and fair weight you shall have, a full and fair measure you shall have, that your days may be long in the land that the Lord your God is giving you. For all who do such things, all who act dishonestly, are an abomination to the Lord your God. Remember what Amalek did to you on the way as you came out of Egypt, how he attacked you on the way when you were faint and weary, and cut off your tail, those who were lagging behind you, and he did not fear God. Therefore, when the Lord your God has given you rest from all your enemies around you, in the land that the Lord your God is giving you for an inheritance to possess, you shall blot out the memory of Amalek from under heaven. You shall not forget. Chapter 26. When you come into the land that the Lord your God is giving you for an inheritance and have taken possession of it and live in it, you shall take some of the first of all the fruit of the ground which you harvest from your land that the Lord your God is giving you, and you shall put it in a basket, and you shall go to the place that the Lord your God will choose to make his name to dwell there. And you shall go to the priest who is in office at that time and say to him, I declare today to the Lord your God that I have come into the land that the Lord swore to our fathers to give us. Then the priest shall take the basket from your hand and set it down before the altar of the Lord your God. And you shall make response before the Lord your God. The wandering Aramean was my father, and he went down into Egypt and sojourned there, few in number, and there he became a nation, great, mighty, and populous. And the Egyptians treated us harshly and humiliated us and laid on us hard labor. Then we cried to the Lord, the God of our fathers, and the Lord heard our voice and saw our affliction, our toil, and our oppression. And the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm, with great deeds of terror, with signs and wonders. And he brought us into this place and gave us this land, a land flowing with milk and honey. And behold, now I bring the first of the fruit of the ground, which you, O Lord, have given me. And you shall set it down before the Lord your God, and worship before the Lord your God. And you shall rejoice in all the good that the Lord your God has given to you and to your house, you and the Levite and the sojourner who is among you. When you have finished paying all the tithe of your produce in the 3rd year, which is the year of tithing, giving it to the Levite, the sojourner, the fatherless, and the widow, so that they may eat within your towns and be filled, then you shall say before the Lord your God, I have removed the sacred portion out of my house, and moreover I have given it to the Levite, the sojourner, the fatherless, and the widow, according to all your commandment that you have commanded me. I have not transgressed any of your commandments, nor have I forgotten them. I have not eaten of the tithe while I was mourning, or removed any of it while I was unclean, or offered any of it to the dead. I have obeyed the voice of the Lord my God. I have done according to all that you have commanded me. Look down from your holy habitation, from heaven, and bless your people Israel on the ground that you have given us, as you swore to our fathers, a land flowing with milk and honey. This day the Lord your God commands you to do these statutes and rules. You shall therefore be careful to do them with all your heart and with all your soul. You have declared today that the Lord is your God, and that you will walk in his ways and keep his statutes and his commandments and his rules, and will obey his voice. And the Lord has declared today that you are a people for his treasured possession, as he has promised you, and that you are to keep all his commandments, and that he will set you in praise and in fame and in honor high above all nations that he has made, and that you shall be a people holy to the Lord your God, as he promised. Chapter 27. Now Moses and the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying, Keep the whole commandment that I command you today. And on the day you cross over the Jordan to the land that the Lord your God is giving you, you shall set up large stones and plaster them with plaster. And you shall write on them all the words of this law when you cross over to enter the land that the Lord your God is giving you, a land flowing with milk and honey, as the Lord, the God of your fathers, has promised you. And when you have crossed over the Jordan, you shall set up these stones, concerning which I command you today, on Mount Ebal, and you shall plaster them with plaster. And there you shall build an altar to the Lord your God, an altar of stones. You shall wield no iron tool on them. You shall build an altar to the Lord your God of uncut stones. And you shall offer burnt offerings on it to the Lord your God, and you shall sacrifice peace offerings, and shall eat there, and you shall rejoice before the Lord your God. And you shall write on the stones all the words of this law very plainly. Then Moses and the Levitical priests said to all Israel, Keep silence and hear, O Israel. This day you have become the people of the Lord your God. You shall therefore obey the voice of the Lord your God, keeping his commandments and his statutes, which I command you today. That day Moses charged the people, saying, When you have crossed over the Jordan, these shall stand on Mount Gerizim to bless the people: Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Joseph, and Benjamin. And these shall stand on Mount Ebal for the curse: Reuben, Gad, Asher, Zebulun, Dan, and Naphtali. And the Levites shall declare to all the men of Israel in a loud voice, Cursed be the man who makes a carved or cast metal image, an abomination to the Lord, a thing made by the hands of a craftsman, and sets it up in secret. And all the people shall answer and say, Amen. Cursed be anyone who dishonors his father or his mother. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be anyone who moves his neighbor's landmark. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be anyone who misleads a blind man on the road. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be anyone who perverts the justice due to the sojourner, the fatherless, and the widow. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be anyone who lies with his father's wife, because he has uncovered his father's nakedness. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be anyone who lies with any kind of animal. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be anyone who lies with his sister, whether the daughter of his father or the daughter of his mother. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be anyone who lies with his mother-in-law. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be anyone who strikes down his neighbor in secret. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be anyone who takes a bribe to shed innocent blood. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed be anyone who does not confirm the words of this law by doing them. And all the people shall say, Amen. Chapter 28. And if you faithfully obey the voice of the Lord your God, being careful to do all his commandments that I command you today, the Lord your God will set you high above all the nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you, if you obey the voice of the Lord your God. Blessed shall you be in the city, and blessed shall you be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of your womb, and the fruit of your ground, and the fruit of your cattle, the increase of your herds, and the young of your flock. Blessed shall be your basket and your kneading bowl. Blessed shall you be when you come in, and blessed shall you be when you go out. The Lord will cause your enemies who rise against you to be defeated before you. They shall come out against you one way and flee before you 7 ways. The Lord will command the blessing on you in your barns and in all that you undertake. And he will bless you in the land that the Lord your God is giving you. The Lord will establish you as a people holy to himself, as he has sworn to you, if you keep the commandments of the Lord your God and walk in his ways. And all the peoples of the earth shall see that you are called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of you. And the Lord will make you abound in prosperity, in the fruit of your womb, and in the fruit of your livestock, and in the fruit of your ground, within the land that the Lord swore to your fathers to give you. the Lord will open to you his good treasury, the heavens, to give the rain to your land in its season, and to bless all the work of your hands. And you shall lend to many nations, but you shall not borrow. And the Lord will make you the head and not the tail, and you shall only go up and not down, if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you today, being careful to do them. And if you do not turn aside from any of the words that I command you today, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. But if you will not obey the voice of the Lord your God, or be careful to do all his commandments and his statutes that I command you today, then all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you. Cursed shall you be in the city, and cursed shall you be in the field. Cursed shall be your basket and your kneading bowl. Cursed shall be the fruit of your womb and the fruit of your ground, the increase of your herds and the young of your flock. Cursed shall you be when you come in, and cursed shall you be when you go out. The Lord will send on you curses, confusion, and frustration in all that you undertake to do, until you are destroyed and perish quickly on account of the evil of your deeds, because you have forsaken me. The Lord will make the pestilence stick to you until he has consumed you off the land that you are entering to take possession of it. The Lord will strike you with wasting disease and with fever, inflammation and fire, and with drought, and with blight, and with mildew. They shall pursue you until you perish, and the heavens over your head shall be bronze, and the earth under you shall be iron. The Lord will make the rain of your land powder. From heaven dust shall come down on you until you are destroyed. The Lord will cause you to be defeated before your enemies. You shall go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them. And you shall be a horror to all the kingdoms of the earth. And your dead body shall be food for all birds of the air and for beasts of the earth, and there shall be no one to frighten them away. The Lord will strike you with the boils of Egypt, and with tumors and scabs and itch, of which you cannot be healed. The Lord will strike you with madness and blindness and confusion of mind. And you shall grope at noonday, as the blind grope in darkness, and you shall not prosper in your ways. And you shall be only oppressed and robbed continually, and there shall be no one to help you. You shall betroth a wife, but another man shall ravish her. You shall build a house, but you shall not dwell in it. You shall plant a vineyard, but you shall not enjoy its fruit. Your ox shall be slaughtered before your eyes, but you shall not eat any of it. Your donkey shall be seized before your face, but shall not be restored to you. Your sheep will be given to your enemies, but there shall be no one to help you. Your sons and your daughters shall be given to another people, while your eyes look on and fail with longing for them all day long, but you shall be helpless. A nation that you have not known shall eat up the fruit of your ground and of all your labors, and you shall be only oppressed and crushed continually, so that you are driven mad by the sights that your eyes see. The Lord will strike you on the knees and on the legs with grievous boils of which you cannot be healed, from the sole of your foot to the crown of your head. The Lord will bring you and your king whom you set over you to a nation that neither you nor your fathers have known. And there you shall serve other gods of wood and stone. And you shall become a horror, a proverb, and a byword among all the peoples where the Lord will lead you away. You shall carry much seed into the field, and shall gather in little, for the locust shall consume it. You shall plant vineyards and dress them, but you shall neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worm shall eat them. You shall have olive trees throughout all your territory, but you shall not anoint yourself with the oil, for your olives shall drop off. You shall father sons and daughters, but they shall not be yours, or they shall go into captivity. The cricket shall possess all your trees and the fruit of your ground. The sojourner who is among you shall rise higher and higher above you, and you shall come down lower and lower. He shall lend to you, and you shall not lend to him. He shall be the head, and you shall be the tail. All these curses shall come upon you and pursue you and overtake you till you are destroyed, because you did not obey the voice of the Lord your God to keep his commandments and his statutes that he commanded you. They shall be a sign and a wonder against you and your offspring forever. Because you did not serve the Lord your God with joyfulness and gladness of heart, because of the abundance of all things, therefore you shall serve your enemies whom the Lord will send against you, in hunger and thirst, in nakedness, and lacking everything. and he will put a yoke of iron on your neck until he has destroyed you. The Lord will bring a nation against you from far away, from the end of the earth, swooping down like the eagle, a nation whose language you do not understand, a hard-faced nation who shall not respect the old or show mercy to the young. It shall eat the offspring of your cattle and the fruit of your ground until you are destroyed. It also shall not leave you grain, wine, or oil, the increase of your herds, or the young of your flock, until they have caused you to perish. They shall besiege you in all your towns, until your high and fortified walls in which you trusted come down throughout all your land. And they shall besiege you in all your towns throughout all your land, which the Lord your God has given you. And you shall eat the fruit of your womb, the flesh of your sons and daughters, whom the Lord your God has given you, in the siege and in the distress with which your enemies shall distress you. The man who is the most tender and refined among you will begrudge food to his brother, to the wife he embraces, and to the last of the children whom he has left, so that he will not give to any of them any of the flesh of his children whom he is eating, because he has nothing else left. In the siege and in the distress with which your enemies shall distress you in all your towns. The most tender and refined woman among you, who would not venture to set the sole of her foot on the ground because she is so delicate and tender, will begrudge to the husband she embraces, to her son and to her daughter, her afterbirth that comes out from between her feet, and her children whom she bears, because lacking everything she will eat them secretly, in the siege and in the distress with which your enemy shall distress you in your towns. If you are not careful to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that you may fear this glorious and awesome name, the Lord your God, then the Lord will bring on you and your offspring extraordinary afflictions, afflictions severe and lasting, and sicknesses grievous and lasting. And he will bring upon you again all the diseases of Egypt, of which you were afraid, and they shall cling to you. Every sickness also, and every affliction that is not recorded in the book of this law, the Lord will bring upon you until you are destroyed. Whereas you were as numerous as the stars of heaven, you shall be left few in number, because you did not obey the voice of the Lord your God. And as the Lord took delight in doing you good and multiplying you, so the Lord will take delight in bringing ruin upon you and destroying you. And you shall be plucked off the land that you are entering to take possession of it. And the Lord will scatter you among all peoples, from one end of the earth to the other, and there you shall serve other gods of wood and stone, which neither you nor your fathers have known. And among these nations you shall find no respite, and there shall be no resting place for the sole of your foot. But the Lord will give you there a trembling heart and failing eyes, and a languishing soul. Your life shall hang in doubt before you. Night and day you shall be in dread, and have no assurance of your life. In the morning you shall say, if only it were evening. And at evening you shall say, if only it were morning, because of the dread that your heart shall feel, and the sights that your eyes shall see. And the Lord will bring you back in ships to Egypt, a journey that I promised that you should never make again. And there you shall offer yourselves for sale to your enemies as male and female slaves. But there will be no buyer. Chapter 29. These are the words of the covenant that the Lord commanded Moses to make with the people of Israel in the land of Moab, besides the covenant that he had made with them at Horeb. And Moses summoned all Israel and said to them, you have seen all that the Lord did before your eyes in the land of Egypt, to Pharaoh and to all his servants and to all his land, the great trials that your eyes saw, the signs and those great wonders. But to this day the Lord has not given you a heart to understand, or eyes to see, or ears to hear. I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes have not worn out on you, and your sandals have not worn off your feet. You have not eaten bread, and you have not drunk